So hi, welcome to Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with...
I am Brian from the band Fame on Fire.
And we're asking some questions say about their new album, Welcome to the Chaos. Congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to the album so far?
Thank you. And it's been amazing. It's been truly amazing. We put a lot into the album, and I feel like, when you put a lot into something, you expect things back, but sometimes you get those things that you expect, and it's been awesome. A lot of good response from the fans.
Hell yeah. This record's fucking awesome.
Dude,
Thank
it's
you.
crazy. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
I saw you guys with Ice Nine Kills back in November of last year, and you guys played Cutthroat live, and it wasn't out at that point. Was patiently waiting pretty much all year. I was disappointed that wasn't an earlier single, but that's my favorite song on the record. It's so goddamn good.
Thank you. I really wanted it wasn't originally supposed to be a single, but I just kept pushing for it because I love the song, and it's the heaviest song on the album. It was just really fun to play live, so I was like, we need this to be a single.
Absolutely.
And then I convinced the label eventually to release it as a single.
Hell yeah, good job.
Love it.
Thank you.
So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
No, the cover art's just cool, but I guess the title is it's a story of like all the songs are a story of the chaos that kind of goes on inside of my head. That's what the entire album was about. So it's just like the intro song is just a welcoming to all the chaos that ensues within the album. That's what all the lyrical meanings are. It's just all stories of chaos in a sense. And so that's why it's just welcome to the chaos.
Nice.
Perfect.
All right.
Yep.
So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for this album?
For this album, what we did, so we actually started out, we wrote like maybe 200 demos or something like that. It was around there. It was during COVID, and it was even before our first album came out. So we had these like demos done, and then eventually, like, we looked at all the songs. We're like, okay, I looked at all the songs. I was like, I think we can do better. So the way we were writing, everybody would go home and they would do their own demos type of thing, because we can all do our demos on our own. So everybody had their own demos, and we'd all just send them in. That's why there were so many demos. Mm-hmm. So I was like, this is ridiculous. This isn't how we should be working on this album. So I came into the studio and I was like, hey, we should scrap everything and we should work on everything like together. So all of us sat in a room. So after that moment, we scrapped everything, kind of like everyone was like, okay, it's a soft scrap. We'll see. Maybe there's a good song in there. So after that happened, though, we all just sat in a room. The four of us, it was five of us, because we had a producer working with us. His name's Arceus. We sat in the room and we just started working on songs together. And that's when we started forming the songs like Plastic Heart, Welcome to the Chaos, Cutthroat, Lost in Doubt. All these really, really good songs started forming from us sitting in a room together and working together. So that's kind of been the new process. And then afterwards, I'll take a song, like we'll put together like scratch lyrics, and I'll take a song and like really dive in deep on the lyrics of what I want it to actually mean and say.
Mm-hmm. So
Gotcha.
Obviously you guys learned during this process that you work way better in a room together than like going off and writing your own shit and coming back together. Are you guys still writing by yourselves, or is everything kind of done in the room together?
Yeah, we write by ourselves still, because it's good to stay on your toes. Mm-hmm. Because it's like anything you practice or whatever, like if you don't do it for a minute, you're gonna get a little rusty. So we still write by ourselves, of course. But yeah, when we come together, that's when we get really good material together.
Nice. All right.
Love it. So what song off this album took longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
Ooh, let me think. I think the song that took the longest to write is Welcome to the Chaos.
Really?
Yeah. Welcome to the Chaos, we had this hook, like the hook that you hear is the original hook. Mm-hmm. Kind of. We changed like the B part of the hook. The you can't run and you can't hide, that was different. And so it was that, and then I remember we sat down and rewrote the hook 3 different times. And so there's like a variance of 3 different variants of Welcome to the Chaos. Mm-hmm. With different hooks every single time. And eventually we went back to the first hook and then put in like one of the other hooks, like B part, and it all worked together nicely. But out of everything, that's the only one that like everything was getting second guessed on, was that one. And also it was hard because, like, there's a dance between what the guitar is doing and what the the electronics in the song are doing. It's a lot of back and forth in the song. It's a lot of give and take. And so yeah, it was definitely Welcome to the Chaos. And
Mhm.
that being said, my favorite song on the album is Welcome to the Chaos.
There you go.
Nice.
Yep. Hmm.
Just because it's got everything I want in the song. It's got a really, really cool chorus. It's got really cool lyrics. I'm screaming in it, and it's got a really cool breakdown. It's heavy. It's fun. I don't know. It's got a good feel to it. So yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go Welcome to
Good
the Chaos.
taste. Oh, yeah.
Mhm. Thank
And
you.
You guys have Spencer from Ice Nine Kills on there. When did he kind of come into the mix? Did he help with the writing, or was it just kind of handed to him and he added his part?
So he did not help with the writing. We already wrote the song. We already had the song pretty much written before we went on tour with Ice Nine Kills. But we were like, yo, we don't have a second verse or anything yet. Like he did his verse, right? But
Gotcha.
we were like, we don't have a second verse yet. What if we get Spencer on this? And everyone's like, damn, that's a good idea. Let's see if we can make it happen. So the objective for tour was become friends with Spencer, get Spencer to be featured on our song, and yeah, go from there. And so, that was the goal, and we did it.
Yeah.
By the second leg of the tour, he knew, like, he was down with the idea, and he was like, let me make sure I like the song. He liked the song. He's like, cool, I'll put my verse on it when we get back from tour. Dope. When we all got back from tour, put his verse on it, sent it on over, sounded awesome. We were like, let's go, good to go.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Goal achieved.
Yep, definitely.
So how'd the track list of the album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener, closer be a closer? Did you shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
Yeah, it's so hard, honestly, to make a track list. We just basically wanted it to be just make sense, I guess. I wanted it to make sense, like, lyrically and like slightly musically as well, of like the progression throughout someone listening to it. But yeah, obviously intro into Welcome to the Cast, those go together.
Mhm.
But everything else was just like feel. It's like a DJ putting a DJ set together. It's like you just go off feel. And we're not gonna sit there and overly obsess over it, but like I was the one given the task of like, oh, put this together and we'll see like what it sounds like, what it feels like. I was like, cool. So I did it, and I think it turned out pretty well.
You did a good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good job. So would you be able to tell us where Headspace is at while you're creating this record?
Depends on the time of when we were creating the record. It like definitely like I was definitely manic in the first half of the record.
Mhm.
But it was just like, I don't know. I started getting really like excited and optimistic about everything during this record, because of how it was turning out. Like we pumped out Plastic Heart very early, in the whole process of things. So Plastic Heart was very early, and then we were making songs like Signs and just Lost in Doubt and like all these songs. How everything was coming together. I was like starting to be like really hopeful about how the record's turning out and like really excited. On the other hand, though, there was also this part of me that was like stressed out like heavily about this record. That I'm like, it like consumes my life. And I guess that's how I get when it comes to records. You just let it consume your life, and literally nothing else can get done until the record's done.
Yeah.
And once the record was done, I was like, oh, this is great. What a sigh of relief. And then, of course, there's more shit that happens in your life. But yeah,
Of course.
it was great. It was really good to have the record finally done.
What was kind of like the main stressor for you while you were working on it?
Time, who's mixing it, production, writing, vocal tracking, a lot of vocal tracking. Like, do the takes sound good? Things like that. Just stressing about like the dumbest things, but like the little things that make an album. Because we do it all ourselves. And so it's just a lot. Like, I don't know. I remember we needed everything done by like January. I remember I was sitting I finally went on vacation, and like I wasn't mixing the album. Sam, I don't know how to say his last name. I think it's Gruana. He was mixing the album, and I remember he was sending me over like just the mixes, and I'm sitting in Mexico, like just sitting there listening to mixes.
Jesus.
Like, I'm supposed to be having fun. I'm not. I'm sitting there listening to mixes.
Exactly. You're still working.
Yeah, literally all the time.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned at the beginning of your answer, like part one, you were feeling manic. Was part one like when you were sifting through the 200 demos and like decided that you guys had to start from scratch?
Yes.
Okay. So then,
Yes.
can you talk a little bit about like the process of going through 200 demos and like the feeling of like, well, we don't have a record sitting within these 200 demos?
The process goes like this. You start freaking out, and then what I do, I was in LA and I drove to my I don't live in LA, but I was in LA and I drove to the vice president of Hopeless's house, and I was like freaking out on him. I was like, "Yo, we don't have shit."
Oh,
And he's just like, "Okay, relax, we'll figure it out." I was like, "I want to scrap everything. I fucking hate everything that we made." He's like, "Okay, what's going on here?" And then he was like, "I'll get you with writers." I was like, "No, no, 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 I don't want to get in with writers. We can do this ourselves, whatever." So yeah, the process of sifting through demos is just like you do it, and then you're like, okay, I think we got some good things, and then you realize that you have nothing you like, and the only way to make something you like is for everybody to literally work on it together.
So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? If they do it in the car with friends, in the dark with headphones on, is it a workout album, party album? What do you personally recommend?
Oh, I want to say in the dark, although that would be tight. Probably like maybe like a good drive. It's like a good driving album. Like go for a drive. It's not that long of an album. I think it's like 33 minutes to be honest. Just go blast it front to back on a drive. Maybe at night. Drive at night. Why not? And then and then go work out to it.
Just keep
then go listen
listening
to it in the dark. Yeah. Just check it out.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So this one should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
Words. Heavy, chaotic, musical.
There you go.
That's
Perfect.
Good. So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the album? No, I think feel whatever you want.
For sure.
If you want to be angry, be angry. If you want to be happy, be happy. If you want to be sad, be sad. It doesn't matter to me.
As long as you're listening. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite memory that you made while creating this record?
Honestly, there's like that one memory that always sticks in my head of making Plastic Heart, because Plastic Heart came like first, or was one of the first ones that was like really, really cool. And I just remember everyone just sitting in the room, and every single day we would order. It was like kind of the same thing we did every single day. We would order a tropical smoothie every single day, and then we would just sit and write music, and it was just really cool. But I remember when Plastic Heart like was coming down, everyone was like, "Oh, this is really cool."
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the first one of the really cool ones. We're like, okay, this song is sick. And so I just remember everyone sitting down in the studio that day. And then I remember there's a few like moments I really remember. I remember making Welcome to the Chaos in the bouncing. I remember the title track for Welcome to the Chaos coming up. Like I was just sitting down and they were playing the riff of Welcome to the Chaos, and I said Welcome to the Chaos. And everyone's like, "Oh, that's really cool."
Mm-hmm.
So a couple little cool memories.
Cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
I just want to ask, what is your tropical smoothie order?
It was a I think it's like the Chipotle chicken wrap or something like that.
Oh,
yeah,
you get the food.
Yeah, we got everything. We got the food and the smoothies. Yeah, we got the chicken wraps.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes like the Caesar chicken wraps,
mm-hmm.
and then what was the other one? And then for a smoothie, like it's like peanut butter paradise is usually what we go for, or I don't know. Everyone has like different ones. The acai one was really good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, we would order it every single day. We spent so much money on tropical smoothies. That was funny.
That's insane.
Single-handedly kept them in business.
Yeah, we really did.
So picture this: you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Oh, God, I actually don't know. I'm gonna go with the Reese's, but they're like the fast breaks, I think they're called. The stick ones.
They sell Reese's in like stick form now?
Yeah, they're like Kit Kat Reese's.
I
They're
didn't know
phenomenal.
that.
I don't remember what the name of them is. I really don't remember what the name of them is. But yeah, they're phenomenal.
That's insane. Oh my
That's
god. So just that.
Yeah, just that, and probably a smart water because I don't know why.
Nothing about the smart
Gotta
water.
stay hydrated.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's bougie water. Other people don't like smart water, but I like smart water.
Yeah, no, smart water is valid. I like it.
Yes.
So on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
Charcuterie board.
Oh, okay. What type of, are we talking like original or like sweet?
Probably like the ones with the weird shit, like the weird cheese. I don't even know. I don't even know how to explain. Like the ones with the cheese that's like cranberry infused cheese.
Yeah.
That would be the band.
Okay.
Thanks. and why? Is it just because you guys are a lot of things on one thing? Like what is?
Yeah. We're just a lot. It's a lot. Everyone's super different.
Yeah.
But it kind of works together, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
I love that. Perfect.
So for the last couple questions, we're gonna shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with drink?
Oh, Chili's baby back ribs, and I would drink probably a Mountain Dew. I haven't had Mountain Dew in like forever, but like, fuck it, I'm about to die. I don't care.
And that's a perfect pairing right there.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Oh, I got questions on this one now because like I'd be like, probably. Let me see. Let me think of a world that like. See, I want to live in like a if it was like a Hunter x Hunter world or like a Dragon Ball Z world. But the thing is that like, do I have powers or am I just like a normie?
I always say like you could have powers if you want. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna go with like Dragon Ball Z because that seems tight.
All right, that's a good pick.
That's good. Yeah. So I have the honor of asking the last question, and every single person that we've spoken to have said that it is the most important question. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Specific shade of blue.
Yeah, like a lighter blue, like a more like teal blue, but like not really teal. Like just lighter blue, a lighter blue color.
Okay.
A lighter blue,
Yeah.
like a sky blue.
Yeah, but a little bit darker in the sky.
Okay. All right.
Okay, there you go. Perfect.
Sounds good.
Like almost an ocean blue. Like if you think of like the Bahama, the colors of the oceans in the Bahamas.
Okay,
that
yeah.
color.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. I understand that because I was like
Yeah.
ocean blue, dude. That's like black.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
All right, good.
So as I said, that's all the questions you have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
If you guys haven't, check out Fame on Fire. You can check us out on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, wherever, Instagram. Or you can just check us out on Spotify and just listen to the album.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you for
Perfect.
listening to this. This has been Bryan from Fame on Fire, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.